Hey my friends, good morning from the jungles of Thailand. Looks like a forest down here, but it's legit crazy jungle. I don't know if can you see the mountains back there. This place is amazing. Hey, did you know that there are 3 sets that will determine the quality and final outcome of your marriage, and almost with predictability? If we can sit down and go through each of these 3 sets together, I can tell you where your marriage is going and what's happening. And it's these 3 things. I'm gonna do 3 videos on them, so watch for them. Number 1 is your mindset. Number 2 is your heart set. And number 3 is your skill set. And those 3 sets will literally determine how your marriage goes, what happens, how you respond, how you react, how your spouse reacts, and what happens to it, and whether you're loving it, enjoying it, growing in it, or if it's dying and you feel like you're just kind of existing and you're more like roommates than you are like best friends who are totally in love. So the first one is your mindset. And I want to review, because most of you probably have heard about the mindset philosophy and principle by Dweck. There's actually an awesome book called Mindset. You should all read it. And she talks about 2 different mindsets. One is a growth mindset and the other is a fixed mindset. And when we get a fixed mindset, we just think that's just the way things are. They're just that way. I am that way. He or she is that way. Our marriage is that way. Life is that way. You just get a fixed mindset and that's the way things are, and they're not likely to change. That's a fixed mindset. We get into trouble when we have a fixed mindset in life in general, but especially in our marriage. The growth mindset says, okay, this is the way things are right now, but I can do something to alter that. I can do something to change it. Now, some of you right now are going, but I can't change it. I've tried. There's no changing it. It's just the way it is. There's the fixed mindset. We haven't tried everything. I know you've been trying. Some of you have been struggling and hurting, and I know there's a lot of pain and frustration there. I get it. And things have been a certain way for a long time. I still wholeheartedly believe there are things that you and I can always do about it. There's mindsets that we can have to make massive shifts, and sometimes even just to bring in the tide of change and transformation into our lives and into our marriage, especially into ourselves. And so I want to invite you to have a growth mindset. And now this is such a fun thing. I got to watch where I'm walking here so I don't step on some kind of creature. This is something super fun that you can get established into the mindset of your family, is that you're always focused on a growth mindset. And so my kids, they say it to each other. We all say it to each other. We say it to friends. We say it to everyone. As soon as we hear something like, that's fixed mindset, fixed mindset, fixed mindset. And so they're in their whole fan group or friend group and fan group. We go along and they're always like, fixed mindset, fixed mindset, fixed mindset. Because we start noticing how many things we say, even in one day, how many things you say that are part of a fixed mindset. Like, oh, I am this. Oh, that always happens. The hate this part, is this just the way it is? And oh, that's like that. We do it literally in one day. Just catch yourself today. How many times you express or vocalize, or even just do it in your mind, a belief that's just fixed. And as you catch yourself, it is unbelievable and powerful how many times you realize you have a fixed mindset about something. Now, if we get a fixed mindset about our marriage, we might get it fixed around, this is what marriage is. That's your fixed mindset. A marriage is this. And it might be erroneous. It might be off. It might be unhealthy to believe it is one way, how you define it. How you define your marriage. Well, our marriage is like this. And if you believe that and you're stuck in that, it's a fixed mindset. It might be what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your spouse, what you believe about your interactions together, what you believe about each part of your marriage, your communication, your intimacy, the way you handle roles, and the way you distribute responsibilities, and your actions and reactions with each other, right? And so if we get in a fixed mindset around that, or we bring fixed mindsets into the marriage, it's going to be so difficult, sometimes impossible, to make progress as a couple if one or both of you are stuck in a fixed mindset. Now here's the coolest part. If you just start changing your own mindset, don't worry about your spouse. You can't change your spouse. It's not your responsibility, not your job. You can't make your spouse happy. They can't make you happy. That's part of this mindset thing. You have to own that, right? And there's specific, really healthy mindsets that we cover in our How to Create an Extraordinary Marriage course. In fact, the first entire module is all about your mindset. Because if that's off, everything else will be off. It doesn't matter. And this is why some of you have been struggling. You might have gone through these courses, you might have done, all these steps, read these books, all these, tips and tricks and strategies, and they don't work. And you're not getting results. And that's because so many of those other courses or trainings or classes, they're not covering this. And if we don't change this, if you have a fixed mindset about yourself or your spouse or your marriage, it does not matter at all. All the tools and strategies and techniques won't help you. Because it starts right here. It has to start right here. And this also controls the heart set and the skill set, which I'm going to talk about again. But look at your own mindset and get in here first. Alter your own mindset, and it will literally transform you and transform your marriage. It has to, because you're part of it, and when you change you change the dynamic of the marriage. So look at your mindset. Get that course if you need to. It is awesome. And you can get it by following the link to gregdenning.com and go to the courses page. It's right there, How to Create an Extraordinary Marriage. Or jump into the 28-day challenge for February. It's all about marriage, where you get a video training every single day about your marriage. But we have to look first and foremost to our mindset and see where you have fixed mindsets and this is the coolest part about all of it. In every part of your life, you can alter your mindset. In fact, you're the only one that can. You're 100% in control of your mindset. And when you alter your mindset, you alter your life. So let's make it happen, my friends. Reach upward.